you were around a campfire as a kid. Maybe it was a kid, maybe it was an adult, and you were around the campfire and you were feeling super inclusive. You had friends, maybe family around the fire. You were guys in good conversation and you were so warm to your core. There weren't cell phones, all the things, you were present. And I want you to think about maybe when you got up to head back to your tent or to the camper, how chilled you got. And specifically how chilly you were on the back. Your back was cold. The front of you still was like that remnant of being warm. When they gave this example this past weekend, when we were sitting in the room, I got such tears in my eyes because, as many of you know, I lost my late husband, Jeremy, about 3 years ago this April. And it's been a hot minute for me to get back into the groove. And I sat and just got super emotional. And I want to encourage you. I kept hearing from so many different leaders that were so hungry and full of growth and development in that room to stay close to the fire. And I'm grateful for the leaders that have put together that all leadership call for corporate because they're getting even more effective in their communication for us because of the pandemic and then all of the different changes that have kind of taken place. And I know so many of our lives, so many of us stepped away from the fire, especially not being able to have events and be what we used to be. I want to encourage you to stay clear of that language because we are in a market and a time that it is pertinent to stay close to the fire. I don't know any other industry that's not doing continuing education, that's not collaborating on a regular basis. And I made a hard decision I wasn't planning on going to this event to go. I was invited. I had someone specifically reach out. They know that what I have gone and endured over the last couple of years. And it was the best investment in getting really close to a fire of burning, desired people. The people in this room were so hungry, you guys. Our industry is expanding, and that in Europe, when it won this court case that had been going on since like 2016 and it settled in September, it set a precedence not just for us in network marketing. It set a precedence for every single person that's 1099. And that was something that I just walked away with a huge aha moment. I know that several leaders in our company can get really stuck in the past. And I want to encourage you to put your eyes forward because where we're going, not only in this company, but this industry was mind-blowing. And I was so blessed to share this on a team call last night. I want to give you some numbers. Holly Kirsch, I love you. I'm so grateful for you. Thanks for reaching out to me. She's like, girl, you had me so fired up on the call. I actually got out on Google and started Googling it. And she's like, I needed to hear what you had to say. So right now in a market research company and so many different companies around are starting to post this was something that she found right away. But this is what the statistics were from this weekend. It took 100 years for our industry to hit 190 billion with a B. Right now, our industry will be a $330 billion company within the next 6 years. And that was mind-blowing to me. I want you to let that sink in. We're not a little mom and pop shop. We're a company that's been here over 20 plus years. And I think that there's something to be said for that. And no company ever gets to where it's going. And Jeremy would tell me this over and over and over again. With the same executive team, with the same products, with the same corporate staff. And although changes can be hard, let that story go. I want to encourage you, those of us that do and continue to innovate and use tools. I have been stubborn about my ways. Many of you guys know my boyfriend's name is John, and he has brought 5 things to me that this weekend were covered. And I had to look at him and say, I'm really sorry I have been so stubborn. Because old ways will not open new doors. I have one last thing I want to share with you guys, and I want you to participate in the chat for me as we're kind of going through this. We were asked in the room, what trait, what could we give to someone else that we're talking to that would be, and you guys can't play if you were on the call last night, don't ruin it for everybody else. What trait literally unlocks someone? I want you to think about when you run into people out and about, how many of us have our shoulders down, we're looking at our phone, we're not really fully open and ready to receive. So the number one choice I'm going to give you is when people feel super, like they trust you. If you think that that is the thing that really unlocks someone's energy, is the number one thing is when they trust you, I want you to put a 1 in the chat. The second one is love. When you build a business on love and you are so full of it, I remember being on Kathy Cooper's panel not long into this like groove, and I felt so powerful and excited to be on there. And she's like, how did you build this business? I'm like, I love people. So if you are like me and you thought number 2 is the answer, put a number 2 in the chat for love. The third one is authenticity. This means that maybe you have both love, you have both trustworthiness, but people really know that who you are to your core, and they like open up. That opens up their energy. Which one of those do you think unlocks it? And it's 1. There was a 1 answer that's scientifically proven. Yes, I love all the 1s and the 2s, you guys. Thanks for participating. It's actually authenticity. And I think I've been hiding in what we do. And I actually was called out this weekend by a very dear friend, and he asked me, are you done hiding? And I thought, oh my gosh, I have just literally kind of cowered and caterpillared in grief. Some of you have a different story. Maybe you've had a change at home, a change in your business, leaders left your business, whatever that is. A powerful leader said this weekend, if you are feeling frustrated, if maybe one of your leaders has left your team, or you're feeling ill-equipped because a lot of things has changed and you're not feeling equipped and educated yet, maybe you're cold because you stepped away from the fire. And she's like, get back to the fire and feel the heat. So I want to encourage you on your social media, if you are not loud and proud and also compliant, what they were talking about, I want you guys to really get this. They have come after companies. Now they're going to be coming after distributors if you're not compliant. So this isn't just about protecting our amazing company. This is about protecting each one of us and our opportunity. So please, I am imploring you, start training compliance. It's not rocket science. You do not need a list from the company of what you can and can't say. Don't name any diseases. Don't make false claims. Please, you guys, as just protecting us as a whole. And then get loud about what we are blessed to be a part of in network marketing. Before, we were something that was so set to the side and we were like, we're so different because of XYZ. We need to mesh into the gig economy. And I'm going to say this last part and then leave this amazing call on this note. I built this business in the very beginning on something super passionate. If you watched, I created videos that had sound. They were taste. I was giving an experience even through video before it was like a thing. I remember Mac telling me, Tania, you would get online and you would make a Cleanse for Life drink and millions of dollars of Cleanse for Life would sell. And so I want to leave you with this. What sets our industry apart over any other gig economy that's out there is the fact that we can showcase our products, taste them, smell them, see them, listen to them, really be able to focus on the 5 senses. I got in several Ubers this last weekend, and I remember asking each Uber a question each time I got in the Uber. One of them was, what makes you drive Uber? Like, I just am so curious. What do you do? Is it your full-time job? And one of the ladies said to me, you know, when you asked me what my most unique experience was or my most bizarre experience driving, this was mine, but I can't really speak to anybody else because I don't really talk to any other Uber drivers. They don't have community like we do. I've made some most amazing friends in here, and I want to encourage you that we have a unique opportunity. Stop making yourself small. And I also want to ask you what I was asked this weekend. Are you done hiding? Are you done hiding behind a big team or a big check? So many of us, I love that he drove home so much truth, because so many of us have been paid big checks for that didn't match the work. And so I want to encourage you, stop making that your excuse if you are. If you've had leaders leave your team, it's a new freaking day. 2024 is around the corner, and I'm here to play. I'm done hiding. So I love you guys. I just want to tell you thank you for having me, Sharon.